Okay, what's going on, everyone? I'm really excited today because this is just my thoughts on the Jump Force beta. It was a closed beta. Now I'm not sure what the turnout on like codes was and everything like that, or who got them, stuff like that. But I know me and my brother got one, and I was able to give Dante my code because me and my brother like sharing Xbox kind of thing. So me, Dillon, and Dante all got a code. We all get to play the Jump Force closed beta together. Okay, we kind of like all like had our own little thoughts about it a lot. But a lot of the hounds are excited for this game because it's an anime game. It's got everyone's favorite anime in it. We're all big fans of everything about it. So it's kind of like gonna like sit down, write my thoughts of everything so far, of what I thought from playing the game, looking at the game, and everything. Now, I'm gonna start off with the things I really liked. Now, the character, like all the different characters in the game, I think is really cool. I think it goes into a bunch of different like shonen anime that people like, from a lot of different genre. I also really like the like all like the small touches they added on every character. You know, like a character saying a certain thing, like the voices are really, really good. Although there's no English voices, so if you are one of the people that do like English voices, in the beta, there was none. There were no English voices, all in Japanese, which is cool. The voices were done really well. It was awesome. I was really excited to see, you know, like these characters like Naruto, like saying, you know, what Naruto says and does Rasengan and things like that. So the overall, I don't know what you would call that, kind of like the like delivery on the characters that you already like is really good. And in the background is just me like figuring out how to play the game against the computer. And I also get my ass kicked a bunch. You just kind of like see like how things move and things like that. But the first thing I want to go over after the things I like is the things I don't like. So we have to play a few online matches, and the frame rate it's kind of bad. It's not like the worst thing in the world. It's not unbearable, but it's not as good as a game coming out in 2018, 2019 should be. Which I think it's okay to hold it to that standard because there's a lot of good technology that's able to basically make that. You know what I mean? So there's really no reason for the frame rate to be that bad. Although it is a beta, so I'm going to cut it a lot of slack on some of the things I don't like. So I didn't like that. Also, characters didn't talk to each other. So like, if I'm Goku against Frieza, I should, you know, Goku should be like, or yell his, you know, his stable Frieza, you know, in his voice when he's angry or something like that. The characters didn't interact with each other too well, which I think is something that like it's something small, but even in Dragon Ball Fighters, you know, when you know, Vegito hits Cell with a final flash, like you feel that because he says the same things that he would say in the anime when he would hit Cell with the final flash, you know. Things like that, like small things like that, I think could really be added onto the game, and they should be in the original J Stars on the PS3, I think it was. If you were Gon and you were up against Goku, Goku'd be like, "Oh, I used to do a rock paper scissors attack when I was a kid," and I like that small nod, like that's really cool, and I think that's what people look for when they see a crossover of all their favorite characters. Another thing I forgot to mention I like is the stages. The stages I think are really cool. I think they kind of went all out. Like they look beautiful. And like one thing that's kind of like in the middle of a like and a dislike is kind of like the look of the entire game. I was kind of looking at how other people felt about the game before I did this, and some people don't like it, including Unstable. Don't like the I don't want to throw them under the bus of the game, but like they don't like the 3D aspect of the game. Obviously, anime has always been, you know, 2D or 3D, but it's always been like hand drawn, like very cartoonish, like anime style. Like everyone knows the anime style, and this doesn't look like an anime. It looks like trying to, you know, adapt an anime into a 3D, and into like a different world and a different engine than it should be in. Fighters is the perfect example. Dragon Ball Fighters is a perfect example of how an anime game should look. And Naruto Ninja Storm is a perfect example of how a 3D anime game should look, with like the art styles and everything. And this doesn't look remotely like any of those. It kind of puts all your anime characters in a different world, which when you do that, you're gonna have people that are like totally okay with it, like me. Like I understand people's like beef with it, but I don't care because it would be really hard to get the anime style of Bleach and maybe like Yu Yu Hakusho like into the same art and have one fan base not like the other. So if you take all of them out of their original art style and put them in this new neutral one, then I think it does make a lot more people happy. Although there's always going to be people complaining about like the look of the game, but yeah, that is something that's it's kind of like a like and a dislike. I guess that would be me talking about the graphics. I guess I'll kind of go through like the segments of what people look for in the game. So that was talk about kind of like the graphics, how they look, everything like that. Like graphics, totally fine. Like it's all based on opinion, how you feel about it. But in my eyes, they're totally fine. The music is really good. I forgot what stage. I think it was Hong Kong. Had some really fire music, to be honest. I was listening to it. My shoulder started popping. It was weird. I felt it, and it was really cool. I hope they have more like the staple anime music, kind of like like there's points in Naruto where like that music will pop on and like what's going down. Like some more of that staple anime music from every character show. That would be really cool. The cinematics themselves, we kind of talked about it, but the camera angles on the ultimates are awesome. I feel like they're taken straight from the anime. The way like the angle, like the camera like switches and how to like zoom up, like get it right up in their face when they're doing an attack. And if you're a fan of the character you're playing, then you know what attack is coming next, and I think that's really cool. Let's see the content of the game. So I really like the avatar. You can actually play as your avatar, which I didn't think was going to be a thing. I thought it was just going to be a lobby character. But no, so you can play as your avatar. So I'm hoping in the game there's a lot more customizable options and a lot more options to of fighting styles. That's one thing that a lot of character creators don't do well. Things like Xenoverse. Every male Saiyan fights exactly the same with different special moves. I would like to see them delve further into every character, create a character fighting differently. And do a different aspect, or even just let my character fight like Goku does, or let my character fight like Yusuke does, or Toguro, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I would like them to delve further into the create a character aspect of the game, which I think would be really cool. But again, in the beta, you just got a default character. You couldn't really customize it, and then you're able to play as him still, though, which is really cool. The controls are kind of weird. It's a little bit to get used to. The closest game I would say is Storm, but it does have different kinds of combos. It's not as cut and dry, basic as Storm is. But it's not as. I didn't get far enough in the game mechanically to say that it's a basic game. There's a lot more I could do with like new smash attacks, like the stage transitions and things of that nature, to where I could have done a lot more with the game. So it does look like it can get super advanced, but it can be like to the point where it doesn't get as far as I did. Like I didn't get far enough to really see how like technical I could get the game to be, if that makes sense. The gameplay is really good. Moving around, even like the netcode online was really good. I played all 4 sessions. The first session online didn't work, but the session 2, 3, and 4 online worked, and it worked perfect. I didn't lag out of anything. I didn't lag at all. It was just like sometimes I didn't know what to do, so I kind of got washed. The netcode is really good in the game. The frame rate obviously isn't that great, but those kind of do go hand in hand sometimes. One thing I don't like about the gameplay, and this is just a personal opinion, I don't like when there's a 3-on-3 team that share one health bar. I never thought it made sense because it makes more sense for, if I'm with my friends and I lose, like my friend should keep fighting, whatever. But I never liked the whole sharing one health bar. I feel like you should have to kill each member of the team. And I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. I know this is a pretty short video, only like 10 minutes long or so, but that's kind of everything I wanted to go over, my thoughts on the Jump Force beta myself. I want you guys to let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts, if you played the beta, if you didn't, or have a thing, like kind of like an opposing idea towards one of mine ideas. Anything you guys want to know in the comments, I'll be down in there talking to you guys. Yeah, and that's everything I wanted to go over, guys. I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day, and I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on the Jump Force closed beta.